That's all I know of that song.
That's not even the words of the song.
That's
I'm
how I
blue.
learned it.
The fake words are "I'm blue if I were green, I would die if I were green. I'm blue if I were green, I would die." But those aren't the actual words. That's just what people said they were.
Please don't.
I've learned it as I'm blue. I'm a beat up a guy.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
When I was in 8th grade, the girlfriend that I had at the time, that was like her band. She's like, Eiffel 65, greatest band ever. And I was like, all right. So, anyways,
You might
Are we live?
we are.
press
Yeah.
mouse.
Okay.
Stop.
Are we
So-
now?
So you guys are falling out, and it says to you guys, restarting the whole bit. Sorry. Yeah. So it's this is not looking good. We're gonna fall out hard, and it's not where we want to. So everybody brace for impact. Or brace for the fallout, and it's literally one of those things where she knows it's happening, and she's giving you like hours heads up. So it's like, do I pray between now and then? Because I don't know if I'm going to survive or not. So
What was she asking me to do?
more or less same as we had rolled beforehand. Roll me your electronics check to try to handle the systems overload that you're about to get your hands on. And everybody else is able to simultaneously, if you go into your general options, for options that you have, you can handle a crisis. Because she was able to give you a heads up that a crisis is happening early.
That's a 12. That's nice. Do we want to use the pull from the luck? Because I feel like last time, if I failed this check, it would have been super bad. Like, radiation like bad.
So does anybody else want to use the luck for their roll? She got a 12, which is a solid roll. Does anybody else want to use the luck for theirs? And to deal with a crisis, just to describe it, explain what you were doing to solve a crisis and roll the relevant skill check. The difficulty is usually, hold on. The difficulty is usually 10 plus or minus 2, depending on the situation and the effectiveness of your action. On success, the crisis is resolved. You may also use an action to aid another PC in resolving a crisis, or take one scene's worth of other action. Blah blah blah. So, Winnie did hers, and she rolled very well in trying to reduce like the amount of the radiation that blasts through the ship as you guys are slowing down at extreme speeds. What are the other characters going to do to handle this crisis?
Could I roll decryption to help with like the system strain that we're gonna suffer?
Go right ahead. Roll it for me. And
How many
that's gonna be
crises do we have?
falling out, it's more or less a lot. You don't want to fall
Yeah.
out.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing I can do to help them.
You don't want to fall out, boy.
Oh, God. That's worse than Eiffel
I mean, you can
65.
always, like, in the worst case scenario, you can always, like, help to deal with a crisis to help someone else.
Yep, you can assist.
And
Yeah, I guess I'd do that with whoever. I guess I would be with Tremi if she's doing anything, but she can't. So.
Well, I was going to say you could, if you wanted to, with first aid, because that seems to be like one of your spots on the ship, is you can more or less just like give everybody like radiation medicines and stuff like that. Like
If that's possible, but
Yeah.
that's still not actually going to be a good roll because it would probably be intelligence based, so I don't want to do that.
intelligence
I
or
won't get
wisdom. Intelligence or wisdom.
If I could do it wisdom, then it's slightly possible. But if I fail, does it get worse or just nothing happens?
Oh, no, nothing happens. I mean, if you roll two
Okay.
natural ones, it's a different story. Two snake eyes, it's a different story. But yeah, so you're
Alright.
good. You're good. So more or less, you're like.
That's why I said I couldn't do anything in that I have no good rolls.
Yeah. No, that was good. That was good. 10 solid. So more or less, you kind of be like, okay, when this impact happens, just make sure you're sitting here, strapped in here. Just make sure you take these medicines in advance. Oh God, I hope we don't all die. Cracks, what are you doing?
Krax is securing every outer hatch and every loose object.
Sure.
All the salvage we got, it's bolted down or tied to something that's bolted down. Because, we can lose a deck head in the frickin' cargo bay. That's fine if one of the panels rips off, as long as stuff's not flying around causing a ton of damage in the engine room.
Okay. No, this
We
is a
got
good
200k
idea.
of scrap, right? Sorry, just like
Yes, 200k of semi-named scrap. Correct. Frank, I'm actually going to allow you to roll an exert strength because you're not just like strapping things down. You're strapping things down as hard as fucking possible.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's like, oh, I've kind of been in this situation before. It's we're gonna roll very poorly.
And so Frank, with the biggest modifier out of all of them, I believe, rolled the lowest. But that's fine. So she drops out, and now it's Tremi's turn to do the best she can to try to avoid this crisis. So, everything that's going on, you have, so again, the DC was 10 plus or minus 2. Winnie was the first one who rolled extremely well with her check and was able to reduce the amount of radiation coming through there, just more or less make the systems not have to deal with it as much because of how it was that she was able to exhaust all of the extra energies flowing through the vessel. So she actually reduced any chance of a 12 DC down to being a 10 at best. 8 were going to be the other DCs. Immediately after that, Cattle, with his check reducing the system strain, and then Entree with her check reducing the physical strain from all of you guys, reduces the what you guys are hoping to get done. Tremi does the best she can to try to like literally pilot this thing to avoid the problems. Again, the DC was reduced again because you already had a 12 success and 2 10s. I was reduced to the last 2 DCs to being 8s, which is awesome. So Tremi was trying to do the best she can to strap those in. Now what Crack says, he goes around and tries to hard strap these things to the best of his ability, and he's really trying to get it done, really trying to get things locked in. But it's kind of like when you get down to that like last half hour or so, Tremi's like, it's time to strap in, and like everybody goes and gets themselves prepared according to the Entree's like advice there. And then as that huge hit happens and a bunch of cargo starts to shift and move, almost all of it is held back by what Krax is able to do to lock things in place. However, the huge gun that you guys had pulled off of the STG vessel was not strapped down well enough, and that thing goes flying. It goes flying with such force, you're actually afraid that maybe it could puncture the hull, or wait. There was something else that Krax didn't strap down as well. There's something else that just happened to also come loose. It broke free, it came loose, and it literally, it was one of the bits of literally scrap metal that Krax had ripped off of the vessel to bring in here because of the quality of alloy that it was. And he go and put it inside one of the doorways, and it actually moved in the way and wedged enough that the gun, when it hit it, it completely tore up that bit of scrap metal. It would more or less have to be, it's scrapped now. It's like it can't even be used for the big things you could have been able to use it for. It's more or less like a waste of 1,000 credits right there. But it stops that huge gun from being destroyed or harming the ship or injuring anybody. Actually, that crisis was averted. That all being said, when the ship finally comes down, immediately afterwards, the ship goes into a emergency reboot, and so it completely powers down, life support and everything powers down. You guys get away fine. No problems. It comes back online, and you're able to start traveling again to get your way to the Citadel. Just check it really quickly. You're able to get your way to the Citadel. This adds an extra couple of like a week and a half to your journey because of the extra stars that you have to jump to get to where you're going. However, you're able to make your way all the way back to the Citadel the rest of the way. All crises averted. Yay!
I would have Winnie look at my my new suit of armor as we're on the way.
Okay. Ooh. Awesome. And anything else that people want to do during travel time? There's also going to be a conversation that we have during travel time too. But Winnie, you first. Winnie and Cattle first.
Is there anything you want me to add to it? We could make it better.
If possible, could you transfer the modification you've made to my current suit and put it on this better suit?
Yeah, that should be no problem. So Scott, how would that work? Is that going to cost us the full price of the modification, or?
So first of all, the this suit is already way better than that other one, and so the modification that you put on there would cost the full cost of it. Or almost like 75% of the full cost, but that's because this one is already significantly better than the suit that he already had. But this one's currently broken and needs to be repaired first.
Okay.
So the first check would be in electronics to fix it. Okay, so
might take a little time.
She spends.
Well, I mean, I think we have time.
If she spends the amount of time that it would have taken to get here originally, to try to get back to Citadel originally, to try to fix the suit, and unfortunately, it does not work out. Fortunately, your trip was elongated, and so she can make a second check to try to repair this armor.
How fortunate.
She makes a good amount of repairs to the armor over the course of the entire travel all the way back to the Citadel. However, she's not able to finish the job. The problem is the SCG armor is extremely advanced, even though it's only light armor. It's actually extremely advanced, and so it makes it very difficult to get everything up and running fully. Like, sure, you can wear it. It'll keep the atmosphere inside of it, and there are shields, but it's still currently, like, the systems, which are really complicated and also a bit old, aren't functioning as well as fully up to power, even as good as the crappier but new suit that you're wearing, right? So she's going to need more time to finish repairing this thing.
Duct tape isn't going to cut it.
That's fine.
Okay. Maybe you guys can get supplies on the Citadel to finish this out. Anybody else have anything specific they wanted to do during travel or no?
Krax is just going to clean everything up and make sure it's like fully tied down because he has a couple weeks to make sure everything's secure this time.
Perfect.
We can't set up a med bay here because we don't have the space, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Just use the bedroom. That's what we did last time.
So,
yeah, you can sleep in a special scanner then.
So everybody just gets cancer from all the radiation constantly pouring into the med bay. So you guys, while you're traveling, Tremi at one point in time, when like her and Cattle are kind of off into the kitchen area, one of the living areas, getting coffee or whatever, whatever space drink they imbibe.
Coffee.
I know that she has a different diet than you, but whatever. So she actually says to Cattle, she's like, on that planet, things turned. What happened?
Well, we basically made our way in. Krax, for some reason, just showed up and started talking to the guards, and they were basically discussing, like, hunting things that were on the planet. And at some point we tried to get the data, and then it turned out that in order to get the data, we would need additional clearance. So we got one of the guards to come over by just basically holding a guy in gunpoint and being like, dude, just cooperate with us. He seemed willing enough for an egghead. And so he got his friend to come over, but his friend got a little bit suspicious because, eggheads, humans, they're bad at lying. They sweat all the time. And he basically got suspicious. And eventually he stumbled upon Entree and he fired his gun a few times, which then put the rest of them on alert.
How did you handle it?
Krax did Krax things. I tried to... Well, first of all, I finished copying the data, and then I tried to, scrub all the data of us being there. It's not going to be quite enough, but it's an effort. And then, well, we got out of there, basically. We got a Mako, and we left.
Did you, what happened to the egghead?
He won't speak of this incident any further.
And, like, when you say that, she kind of, it's one of those, like, whatever she's drinking, she like looks up from it and like makes eye contact with you. And it's one of those like she's clearly reading you to see what you mean. Do you give like any, like slight, like whether it be a twitch of the lip or whatever it is, indication that like yes, you and I both know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. She with that, she actually seems like happy. She like smiles. And she just like shakes her head a little bit and turns and walks back into the deck, the bridge of the ship. And then as she like walks to the bridge of the ship, like the door closes, you can hear her laughing inside there, like awesome. The fact that mission
like that.
Turned extremely violent, and the fact that Cattle was more than willing to just openly kill humans just to keep things quiet, actually really, really made Tremi happy. And as I was saying beforehand, with NPCs, there are going to be like little tiered things that I want to do with the system moving forward. I'm just over-explaining the first time that this happens. There are 3 different tiers for each NPC, and each one of them unlocks something. You actually, during that conversation, unlock Tremi's first tier, which brings her piloting from 1 to 2. So it's kind of like one of those, Tremi now finally feels at home on this ship. She kind of likes the command underneath Cattle. She has friends on the ship as well, and she knows that everybody here, to a degree or another, is anti-human. Maybe not Entourage, but whatever. They're sorry. They just sleep with everything.
Wait, Crax is an anti-human.
I swear to God, Callow's not anti-human. He just likes not having any witnesses.
But once again, you're saying it through the spyglass that you look through, and she's saying it through hers.
Oh yeah,
Crax
no, I
handed
definitely
them a
told her what she
grenade and
wanted to hear.
Meh. You know what I mean? Like her, that's like, yeah, you wanted to kill all of them, including the scientists. Yeah. So she seems very happy. All right, so moving on from there, you guys are able to make your way back to the exterior the hull of your ship is a bit injured and whatnot, of course, because of like going through the asteroid belt, the jaunting experience, trying to fly through a relay too far, and everybody almost dying. But you make your way back to the Citadel.
It's becoming routine.
Yeah.
Falling out of like relay jumps.
Well, you just have to upgrade your engine. So you guys make your way, or avoid the long ones, of course, but not every system you can. So you guys make your way back to the Citadel, get your landing coordinates and all that stuff, and so you're able to land your vessel safely and just do what you need to do. You have your batteries, you have the information you wanted to do, and you have a bunch of hull. So now that you're back on the Citadel, what's the initial plan? What do you want to do?
I think it would be best to just get to our contact immediately and just tell them, like, here's the batteries. We've got your data here for you. Can we have money now, please, and fuel?
Your contact, so this is like sending an electronic message. You get a response saying yes, and it's to meet at it's one of those meet at the same bar we always meet at, and it gives you like a time for tomorrow.
All right, I will let Crax know.
Yep. But either way, it does tell you that like the fuel and whatnot for the ship will be sent over there for now. It's one of those like acts of good faith. They actually already paid for the fuel to come over and like fix your ship back up, because I think you left yourself with 2, right?
It kind of depends. I think we were like on 1 or 2.
Yeah, one of those, and you get yourself back up to the to full of the fuel. This first day, because you're meeting with them tomorrow, anybody want to do anything that stands out?
I want to work on the mounted gun for inside the ship.
Sure. So you want to like repair the gun itself?
Cattle just straddles
or
his
strap
suit.
it on.
No. The mounted like security.
I'm
gun.
so sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying.
I have a lot of projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron, do you have like a
busy.
checklist? Do you actually have like a list?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay, good. So the mounted gun is the first thing you're looking on. So I imagine one of the first things you want to do is literally just kind of like go walking around the scrap yards and be like, oh, here's the parts that I need, and get all the stuff together for what you need to do, and you start working on that. You can make your own trades. Could you do me a favor, Aaron? Could you roll me a trade intelligence check to find things that you can switch out for?
Trade?
Intelligence, yep.
What do I roll for trade?
It's a skill called trade.
Roll?
Wait, you need trade?
Trade.
Why?
Oh, there is a skill.
Oh,
There
I
is a
was
skill.
looking at my crazy.
Yeah, okay. I was looking, can't find it.
There you go.
I missed a thing. Why are you making trade? Like, seriously.
So you go around trying to find all the different parts that you need and whatnot, and in trying to find those parts, you're like, okay, I believe I have the stuff. Like, I'm telling the person, without being too specific, or maybe you are, who knows, what it is that your job is, and like they're like, oh yeah, we have that for you over here, we have this for you over here, and it amounts to an amount of money that you're like, okay, I'm going to take this scrap and kind of like switch it out for that. And so more or less what it is, you're consuming scrap to do this job. Okay, cool. So that's what she's going to start working on. Anybody else?
I'm cool to do. We're at the Citadel, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm cool to do stuff when we've done our actual job.
Cool. Awesome. Frank?
That would be the priority. I'd be helping with that as much as I can.
Cool.
What system are we in?
Citadel.
Okay, so we are at the Citadel. I have to make sure.
The Serpent Nebula.
Crax is gonna make a phone call. Basically gonna see if that uncle that he used to work with is nearby.
He's going to pay his respects to the Dawn.
So you try to like reach out to an uncle or whatever.
Yeah, the one that he was with the The criminal organization.
Yeah. On the Citadel.
Yeah, just seeing if he's, if he's there
Out and
or
about.
He will reach out to you later on that day or early the next day, reach back to you and say, not on the Citadel, but he should most likely be in that region next month.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, and then we'll just kind of jump forward, I guess, to your dealings. So the next day, when you guys go to meet up with him, it's the same bar as always. Describe to me, you guys usually, it's not the same table, it's the same bar as always. Do all four of you sit at a bar together? Do you spread out? Does not everybody go? Please.
I would definitely bring Cracks. The rest is welcome to come
Cracks
along.
definitely.
I'd definitely go, but I guess I wouldn't be with them. I would just be in the bar, satellite them.
Sure.
Nearby, can see them.
Sure. So,
Krax is as fully armored and armed as he can be allowed.
I would still be fully armed, but, I just wouldn't be with them.
Whitney? Are you going?
Yeah. Yeah, I go with them.
Do you sit?
I'm not too busy.
Do you sit with the other two, or do you go hang out with Entree?
I probably hang out with Hunter.
Okay.
That sounds good. We'll get some drinks.
Hey. Well, you do owe me drinks from before.
Who was that?
Are you gonna go?
Which one of us was that?
Doesn't matter. So you
No, but still.
So when you guys are sitting there at the bar, like you've done a bunch of times before, and you just grab a random spot to sit or sit at the bar itself. Eventually, a Volus comes up to you guys, and he walks over and he's like, "Hello,
Darth Vader.
Hey, Scott, what the fuck is a bolus?
Mole person.
Okay.
Even a tinier suit rat.
You gotta explain these things.
Hey, listen, we had Volus were the only aliens, them and Batarians, in all of season 1. I just forgot that Aaron both A does not Mass Effect and B wasn't season 1.
Hey, well, explain for the people who don't
Recap.
watch the show.
Okay.
Don't know Mass
A
Effect
reminder of what a Volus is, because we did cover it in season 1. So you know how your race is a race of people that are always in suits. Volus are almost always in suits, but for a different reason. The planet that Volus come from have an extremely high gravity, and so their suits help to deal with the pressure differences between the other planets that they're on and their home worlds. They also have the gas that they breathe. I can't remember the exact composition on top of my head right now, but it's very, very toxic to almost every race, but it's what their race has grown to breathe. So they always have suits on outside of their atmospheres, though their immune systems are perfectly fine. They're very short. They're very broad. They're like little blueberries in shape. They are the most commerce race out of all of the Citadel races. They are the third or fourth race.
That's all you need.
They are the third or fourth. They're the third or fourth race to have joined the Citadel's greater group, even though they aren't on the council. They're bitter about it. Oh. Yep. They don't work with typical governments like other societies do. They work within clans of their own, and so they usually refer to people like, "Oh, this clan, that clan." It's known in the video game. They always say, "Greetings, Earth Clan," but none of you guys are Earth Clan, are you?
Not anymore.
Scott's gonna have to go through hoops on how to name us.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I've got that taken care of. So
Got a little pamphlet.
But the important thing to think about Volus is imagine little to no emotion. Just what is the deal that I am trying to make right now? Okay, it's all about the deal.
Cool.
All right, so he walks over to you guys and goes, "Greetings, glorious scrapper."
Oh my God, it's Bane.
Oh wait, he's coming up to us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, sir. How may I address you?
It does not matter. Oh God, my voice is not as good as it was last time. I've done it so long. Yeah, I know. It's not as good as it was season 1, but that's okay. I'll have to remember. So he says, "It does not matter. You have something for me."
I see. Are you the person we're meant to meet then? I must say, you don't look very Batarian, but then that is not any of my business.
Do you have what you are meant to bring?
I will discreetly slide over the data.
Anything else?
I nod to Cracks, who's probably carrying our 2 batteries.
Cracks puts the batteries on the table and looks at the bolus. We need confirmation.
No confirmation needed. Here. And he hands you like a credit chip, which you can quickly, check to see the value on it. And credit chip is for 350,000 credits, which is way more than you agreed to get paid.
Yeah, Cracks is gonna look at Coddle and just, yeah, these are in his inner monologue. Yeah, these are probably not the guys that actually hired us.
Yeah, Cattle was immediately suspicious. He looks and he's like, I'm not complaining, but I do believe you owe us an explanation.
When those that work for us do a job and do it well, we like to reward them for it.
Cattle just mind flashes back to the moment where we all shot everything up and just left with explosions. I see. Interesting take on business you have.
Well, it gives me the opportunity to work with you again. Faith buys loyalty, race, similarity buys loyalty, and for others, it's the credits.
Yeah, okay. That is a convincing argument you make.
So then, you have your credits, I have what I need. We'll speak again if need be.
It would be our pleasure.
He nods, and then he looks over, and you see another Batarian, one that you've never seen before, but a Batarian walks over. Make me a perception check, the two of you.
All Batarians look alike. Wisdom?
That's racist.
Racist. Yes.
Damn it. Damn it.
Okay. Cracks, you notice that the this Batarian, one of, and this is funny to say, it has a black eye.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. And also has like some fresh scarring on the other side of its face and whatnot. It's walking with a bit of a limp, but it makes its way over. And Batarians are actually a really strong race, so it makes its way over and picks up the batteries aren't particularly heavy anyways, but they're good for like hauling and stuff. It picks up the 2 batteries that are there. And then it starts to walk back out. The Volus grabs the data pad.
Are we only giving them 2?
We only had 2.
We had 6.
You had 6.
What?
They said they wanted. You had
They
6.
only
We had
wanted
6.
We
would have
have
given them.
6.
We have more. We
They
have 4
said they would
extra.
pay us extra for each one.
Yeah, so we would
got
definitely
beyond.
should have gave them all of them.
1 was bare minimum to like more or less not be killed. 2
Yeah.
was calling it even, and then extra was paying more.
6, please.
Oh, is that why we had the 300? Or
Yeah, like
He doesn't
Sure.
say. He takes the 2 batteries and hands you the 350,000
Well,
credits.
we wouldn't have even have brought 2
if
batteries.
I knew that we had 6
If we
batteries,
had 6,
Sure.
we would have given 6.
No
oh,
problem.
I thought we were going to use the 4 others for
So
our own
retcon,
purpose. But okay.
retcon. He grabs the 6 batteries. You have the 350,000 credits, and he walks out. When he walks out of the room, you can see that he walks out of the room. When the doors open up, make me another perception check, please.
we're all dead.
Also, Krax is going to do something else. He's going to, suit camera or whatever. He's going to take a picture of the 2.
Oh yeah, I would have definitely been recording.
Just in case. 6. Damn.
That's funny. You take a picture of a Volus. That's cute. That's cute.
Well, no, and a Batarian.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, every Volus likes to keep their armor a little different.
Double ones!
It's like Orions.
Okay, so why did Winnie roll a perception check?
I thought you.
We're in the
asked-
bar.
You asked
Oh, gotcha. Did Answer, are you rolling one too?
No, because you never told me to.
Well, I technically said the 2 of you, but she jumped in and rolled 2, so you're welcome to.
my apologies.
No, it's fine.
Well, I figured
It
you guys
makes
are watching
sense.
over.
I don't
We're
see anything
watching
anyway.
what they're
Yep.
doing,
Yeah.
so-
Okay, so more or less the reason why you guys don't see anything is because not only A, are you on the opposite side of the bar from the door that they go out, but B, Winnie's back is literally directly to the door that they walk out. So it's one of those, she's like, wait, what's going on? They're walking through a door. Which door? And she's like looking around in front of her, and then by the time she actually looks back to see which door, they're already gone through it. And the other checks are all garbage, so you guys don't notice anything.
Yeah.
So they go walking out to the door. They have the 6 batteries. They have the data pad. The Volus walks out a different door from the one that the Batarians did, and they go their own separate ways. And you guys have 350,000 credits on you.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Okay. So more or
There's
less,
no reason to stay here anymore.
as soon as they leave, you kind of like look to cracks, and then you guys get up and make your way directly out of the. Throw credits on the table, of course, take care of your bears, and then you walk directly out of the place. And the other two, I imagine, you follow, seeing their pointed step.
Mhm.
Entree.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way back to the ship, I imagine.
Krax is actually.
Yes.
Does he have the information for the contact?
Which contact?
Our
one that you
Blue
usually-
Suns contacts. Yeah.
Yep, he does. He does, and I imagine Krax does specifically want to reach out to him, and we can do that when we come back from this break.
On the next break.
So, we'll see everybody in just a couple of minutes. So, we're just gonna throw out there really quickly. Sorry again about the hiccup. Unfortunately, just hiccup. So, but we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Bye.
Yeah, we're all